Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Next stop for impeachment proceedings is the U.S. Senate. Tonight, the House of Representatives voted to impeach President Donald Trump.
He is the third president in American history to be impeached with a party-line vote on articles including abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Reporter Alice Barr has our story.
Tonight, Donald J. Trump becoming the third American president to be impeached.
Article 1 is adopted.
The final vote split along party lines, nearly every Democrat voting for two articles of impeachment, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress.
What is at risk here is the very idea of America.
Every Republican voting against.
He is president today, he'll be president tomorrow, and he will be president when this impeachment is over.
Impeachment now a stain on President Trump's legacy. And as history unfolds in Washington, the president is in the swing state of Michigan, campaigning for a second term.
It doesn't really feel like we're being impeached, do you? The country is doing better than ever before. We did nothing wrong.
It's in sharp contrast to the fiery debate today on Capitol Hill.
The House will come to order. The House will come to order.
Republicans going down fighting, even as they knew Democrats had enough votes to impeach.
This impeachment is a slap in the face to the millions of Americans who voted for President Trump.
Democrats insisting the vote was their constitutional duty and that they're safeguarding democracy for the future.
When you see something that is not right, not just, not fair, you have a moral obligation to say something, to do something.
The final House vote now recorded in the history books, but the final say on conviction lands with the Republican-controlled Senate, eager to begin the next chapter. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
North Dakota's lone House member Kelly Armstrong voted no on both articles, saying Democrats have failed to make their case to Congress and to the American people. Minnesota Congressman Collin Peterson was one of two Democrats to vote no on Article 1 and one of three to vote no on Article 2.
A Discovery Middle School student in Fargo was charged and indefinitely suspended from school today after a BB gun was found in the student's locker. School officials were tipped off and the CO2 pistol was found in the backpack.
It's not the first time an incident like this has happened in the Valley. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly looked into reasons why students bring weapons to school. She joins us in the studio. Katie?
Andrea, Mike, experts say there are a few primary reasons a child might bring a weapon to school. Trying to show off or seem cool. It could be that they just aren't thinking it through. But the top researched reason, bullying. A Centers for Disease Control study of more than 15,000 students found that 20% of those surveyed were bullied within the past year. 4% of the students admitted to bringing a weapon to school in the past month. The researchers go on to cite how students bullied felt the need to protect themselves because they didn't feel safe. A psychologist I spoke with says it's incidents like the one at Discovery that highlight a bigger issue, that we need to be proactive with our children because they might lack enough conflict-solving skills to deal with these type of problems, so they feel as though a weapon is the answer.
Whether it's a BB gun, whether it's a knife, any other object that they feel is necessary either to protect themselves or solve some sort of bullying conflict. So it's important to teach our kids conflict resolution, be able to teach them how to take care of themselves, and also just being able to talk about scary things that do happen in schools nowadays.
Renardi adds, every child is different, and that's why having conversations about what is going on at school can shed light on why they do what they do. Experts say it's important to be able to identify why a child has brought a weapon to school to prevent violence. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Katie. To read more about the CDC study, head to our website, valleynewslive.com.
A Horace man has pleaded guilty to barricading himself in a house for 4 hours and keeping police at bay. Police say 51-year-old Lance Bellegarde forced himself into a home in Horace with a gun. A man and woman inside were able to get out safely. Bellegarde will be sentenced in May.
We should know tomorrow the name of the Dilworth man who was killed after being struck by a train early this morning. It happened around 11, about 2 miles south of Buxton. Troopers say the man was driving the semi on a Trail County Township road and did not yield to the oncoming train. The semi was struck on its passenger side.
A Fargo mom is asking for your help after her car was stolen last night in the 2600 block of 15th Street South. The theft adds to a year of loss for Kristen Sandy. Her son, 7-year-old Jason Devine, was killed 9 months ago in a car crash involving the child's father, who was legally drunk at the time.
That car was everything to me, you know, the last thing that I have of my grandpa. And the fact that somebody could just be so cold-hearted in a matter of seconds, minutes, and poof, it's gone.
The car is a white Toyota Camry with decals in memory of Jason in the back window. Sandy is offering a $500 fine, a reward rather, for the return of her car.
Fargo police need your help identifying the people in these photos. If you have any information about who they are or where they might be, call their tip line, 241-5777. Also, Moorhead police are trying to find this man. He is 41-year-old John Elsey, and he's wanted on 2 felony charges of criminal sexual conduct. He's 6 feet tall, weighs 250 pounds. He has brown hair, blue eyes. If you have information, call 451-7660.
Faculty members at MSUM were hoping to get the university to change its mind regarding announced plans to cut more instructors. The university says the cuts add up to 16 jobs for the next academic year. What frustrates teachers the most, they say, is that these decisions are coming late in the year and won't give those impacted enough time to find a new job. Matthew Craig, MSUM's union president, has been trying to put faculty members at ease since news broke of the impending cuts.
State support for higher education has gone down, and that's made it increasingly challenging for us to try to maintain the breadth of programs that we once had.
Fewer professors on campus for people to learn from and talk to will definitely affect education for
MSUM says that some of the positions being eliminated are already vacant. The university has yet to announce which departments will be facing the cuts.
Something new is coming to the corner of 4th Avenue North and Broadway in downtown Fargo. The first phase of what's being called Mercantile is a 6-story garage with 369 parking spaces. Plans include space for a Fargo Police Department substation, a parking office, public restrooms, about 100 apartments for rent, and just shy of 17,000 square feet of ground floor commercial space.
In a heartwarming video seen on Facebook, a Central Cass bus driver got a gift from parents of the kids that he drives every day.
Valley News Team's Alexandra Kay met the man who is loved by parents, kids, and everyone associated with the school.
Jessica Jacobson and Tina Capon walk their kids to the bus every school day.
We're taking the bus today too! Woo!
But they know today will be anything but normal. They have known the man behind the wheel for over a year, and they wanted to show their appreciation.
What holiday are we celebrating next week? Christmas! What does that mean? Friday!
That's exactly what it meant for an unsuspecting Luke.
So, who's our favorite bus driver? Yeah! Woo! So, on behalf of all the parents and the kids, we got you a little something.
What Luke was given was a Nintendo Switch, 1 game, and a gift card.
Holy smokes.
The gesture brought everyone to tears.
We have something else for you, too.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Luke has been working for Central Cass Public School for several years, but something like this, he says, has never happened.
I was overjoyed and overwhelmed and very thankful and happy all at once.
He knows that parents trust their children with him every day.
It's about safety first, having fun, and making sure that everybody gets home safely back to their families.
Because he's awesome. He's very awesome.
Jessica and Tina pooled together money from the parents who share this bus route to buy the gifts.
I think I can speak for most parents that is the case with him. I mean, his number one concern is the safety of our children, and that's huge.
For Luke, it's more than just that.
It helps to know that you're appreciated.
The parents have one last message for Luke.
Don't leave us. He's not allowed to quit or change routes until our girls at least have their driver's license.
In Castleton, Alexandra Kay, Valley News Live.
If you want to see the entire video of Luke's experience with the parents and kids, go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
By now, you should know that the NDSU Bison football team will be taking on the Montana State Bobcats this Saturday. The game starts at 1 o'clock. You can watch it on ESPN2. Don't forget to tune into the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show. That starts at noon on KVLY. Then you're invited to tune in at 10:30 Sunday morning. You can catch the Coaches Show with Matt Entz on KX4.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait Weather.
All right, our temperatures definitely a lot better today than they were yesterday at this time, as we were well below zero. But now as we take a look out at Hector, it's 11 degrees. Feels like one below. That wind still from a southerly direction. Those south winds helping to scrub out some of that Arctic nonsense that was here for the last several days. Here goes the coldest of the year. Off toward the arrowhead of Minnesota, where you see the white colors here. Those are single digits, but nobody below zero at this time. Take a look at Pierre, capital of South Dakota, 33 degrees there. And that Arctic nonsense way up here by, northern Canada and Hudson's Bay, as the warmth has built into the western Dakotas and eastern Montana, where we saw 30s and 40s today. We have a few clouds streaming in as we head toward the overnight hours where the skies are clear. Things are cooling off. Bemidji, Baudette, your temperature's a little cooler than the rest of us, but as we head through the overnight, many of us will slip down into the single digits. That's where we start out our Thursday morning. Most of us will see at least a little bit of sunshine out there. And all in all, the morning will be fairly quiet and just not as cold as we've been the last couple. That's good. Now, the warm up we've been talking about, it won't feel all that warm tomorrow because we're going to see our winds, instead of a south wind tomorrow, come out of the north. That's kind of going to reinforce some of that cool air that we have in place. So temperatures in our northern counties will be stuck in the low to mid teens as we go through the afternoon. Down south, we'll have a shot at a 20-degree reading or two, particularly to the south and southeast. Late in the day, we'll see a band of clouds with a little weather wiggle working its way through. I can't rule out one or two flurries of snow with this in your evening. If you're heading out to do some Christmas shopping or the like, you may run into that in the Northern Valley. But by and large, when you're starting out in Fargo, first thing in the morning, near 10 degrees, a few clouds out there. Wind more north or northeasterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour as temperatures work their way towards 20. And look how long we stay right up there in the upper teens and low 20s all the way through tomorrow evening as we stay mild. Your hometown forecast: expect 12 on your way home from school in Langdon and Jamestown, 17. Looking off to the south and east, Fergus Falls 22 after work, and 19. Well, make that 18 for Babe the Blue Ox in Bemidji. Here's a beautiful, colorful photo uploaded of the Castleton Reservoir at sunset. Olivia, thank you for taking the time to upload your photo. Now, let's talk in depth about our extended forecast. As we get into the weekend, we'll notice some warmer temperatures, but first and foremost, we'll be stuck near 20 degrees the next couple of days with quiet weather both days. And then for Saturday, big bison game. If you're tailgating, heading outdoors, temperatures first thing in the morning around 16, climbing all the way to 30. We'll see some sun out there to root on our bison against those bobcats. And then as we head into Sunday, more mild weather, highlighting that weekend planner, 28 degrees. Now, going into next week, as we get ready to travel for the Christmas holiday, temperatures will cool off, but notice this, the 7-day planner, very little chance of any snow at all until Christmas Day. Models still disagreeing about the exact track of this storm. We're going to keep our eyes on it. There will be some snow in the central plains. Will it make it to the northern plains? That's the question we're keeping our eyes on. Nonetheless, very quiet weather leading up to the holiday with warmer weather through the weekend. All in all, I think it's a lot better than the 10 to 20 below we had yesterday.
Oh, yeah, much better forecast.
Good. I'm glad you like it. Sold.
All right, later on Valley News Live at 10, lawmakers come up with a plan to make insulin more affordable to Minnesotans.
You're watching Valley News Live.